Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Okay. So if you just joined the stream, kindly give a like to the stream. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, to kindly do well to subscribe to the channel as well. So today is a very, very high impactful new day. We're having a lot of high impact news today. So trading the market today is going to be very, very risky and dangerous. It's going to be very volatile. So you need to be very, 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 very cautious when you are trading the market today. You need to be very cautious today. So let's check out the fundamentals and see what's going to happen. Let's check out the fundamentals. So this week has become very, very difficult to. I think I've traded only one on USD CHF. That's the only trade I've taken so far this week. USD CHF, the trade that I took on USD CHF, I took only one trade on this move. So I caught all of this move, price retrace, but I didn't get to my stop loss and it moved down. So far this week, I've taken only one trade so far this week. Yeah, but we're having a lot of high impact news today. Very, very. We are having a lot of high impact news today that you need to be very, very careful. So today is 20th of March. So as I was saying the other time, if you're a trader, it becomes very difficult. Like the time really, really moves very fast. The time really, really moves very fast if you're a trader. Time really, really moves very fast. So today is 20th of March 2025. So March is almost ending. So how is it going to you, or how is it going for you? How is trading going for you? And one thing I always love to give some words of encouragement based off what I've experienced or witnessed. One thing about trading is what you don't get good upfront. You don't become good trader upfront. You become good when you continuously doing it. That's how you become good at trading. Trading has been something that I've been doing it for the past 6 to 7 years, close to 7 years now. And as I'm always doing it, I become better, I become good, I get more insights on how the game works every single day. That's what I've noticed. I become good as time goes on. Trading becomes, my confidence increases as time goes on. My skill level increases as time goes on. So don't, in case maybe you are not getting things for now, one thing I would advise everyone to be doing is what you need to keep on going. Okay, forget about the monitoring terms, forget about the returns, forget about the rewards for now. Keep on going, and make sure you are learning from the right person. Make sure you are learning the right thing. Learn how to read the market. That's the most important thing. If you learn how to read the market as time goes on, like understand market structure, just understand market structure. That's the most important thing you need to strive every day. Understanding market structure, things are going to be very simpler, things are going to become very soft. Okay, your confidence level is going to increase, your skill level is going to increase. That's how trading works. So I didn't become good, I didn't become very confident upfront. I became good at it when I'm doing it every day. Every day, you just have to love doing it. You just have to love practicing it. You just have to love. So as time goes on, you will realize that you are removing some of the things that you are not doing right, and you keep on adding the things that you are doing right. With time, removing and adding, you get to understand that you are getting some. you are getting like more accurate setups. You are getting more like setups that is having more chances of what playing out. That's what I've done for the past years. That's what I've done, and I've gotten to this level. Okay, so for now, for instance, my accuracy, my prediction level, predicting the market has increases. Okay, if only I'm going to be patient, because now I've studied some setups that really plays out. It's really plays out as in more often based on my archives of trade. I've gotten some setups that most of the times it's played out. Okay, it's having some high chances of playing out. Those setup is having a high chances of playing out. That if I'm going to stick to those setups, I'm going to be very calm, I'm going to be very patient and wait for those setups to align. I bet you my win rate is going to be like 99.9%. Okay, I know there was no 100%. Like, you can't be taking winning trades the whole of your journey. Okay, the whole of your trading journey, you can't say I've gotten these setups and it plays out more often, so every day is going to be a winning trade. That's not how happens. Trading is a game of probability, and sometimes the probability of failing is going to be at your favor, and sometimes the chances of trade moving in your favor too is going to be at your end. So we don't have like 100% strategy. No, there's nothing like that. At certain points you get some losing trades, at certain points you get some winning trades. But if you do it for a very long time, if your prediction, your like as in predicting the market becomes more accurate, you are going to reduce your losses. That's how it works. So the losses that you are experiencing now are your tuition fee. Okay, your tuition fee. You have to learn from your losses. If you learn from your losses, with time you become good at trading. So that's how it works. So keep on going. Okay, no matter what, keep on going. That's what I would advise everyone to be doing. At a certain point it becomes very discouraging and it becomes very frustrating and depressing. But if you I always advise everyone that if you are starting out on trading, you need to take it slow, because if you are a beginner, even if you have a mentor, you are still going to be having a losing streaks. You are not going to be winning. Like, you are not going to be seeing consistency up front. If you're having a mentor, yes, still, because you need experience. Experience is something that it can be bought or sold. Okay, experience is something that I can share my experience to you, but for you to like understand it well, it's going to take you some time. And as it's going to take you some time, you are going to be losing to a certain point. So you just have to take it slow. If you are starting out, just take it to like 0.01, 0.02. Take it slow. You learn from your losses. Give yourself like 6 months. Having a mentor, give yourself like 6 months. You are going to be very, very good at trading. You are going to be very good. And being good doesn't mean like you staying back and not practicing, you staying back and not trading. You need to trade too as time goes on. You need to practice. You need to trade. The more you trade, the more you become good at trading. If you trade more, you become good at trading more. That's how it works. So I became good. I can boldly and confidently say we can bet on it. If someone is having money, we can bet on it. Just put money on it, and it is going put money. Let's make 10%. Like, it's going to take some time. Maybe it's going to take like I'm not going to assure you that maybe I can make this percentage this month or this, but it is going to be very, very difficult for me to break like the 10%. Give me like 10%, not to break the 10% risk threshold. It's going to be very, very difficult for me to, because I'm going to get there. Give me 10%, I'm going to get there. You get it? I'm very, very confident in my skill set now. Okay, because I've taken my time to get to this stage. I've taken my time to build to this stage. It's going to be very difficult. I always say it's going to be very difficult for me to break to not pass a Profem account. It's going to be very, very difficult for me not to pass a Profem account. It's going to take some time. Okay, it will take long time. Not long time. It will take some time though. I'm not going to assure you that by the end of the month I'm going to pass, because market condition. You see this week, for instance, like the market is not giving the setups to hit it. You get it? It's kind of like tricky, but I'm going to get there. Okay, so it's all about, as I've done it for a very long time. So that's how it works. So let's move on. So March 20th, today is March 20th, and today is kind of very, very, so we are going to be having an upcoming news. Claimant count change. Okay, so this is unemployment related benefit. This unemployment related benefit at 7 a.m. GBP. Okay, so we're having like 14 minutes for it to be released. So claimants count change. This is unemployment related benefit. So like as in citizens or on people claiming for unemployment related benefit from the government. So let's see. So they are expecting, the numbers that they are expecting is way lesser than what happened the previous month. So that means I'm expecting the pound to be very strong. These numbers, like, they look at 7.9 and last month was 22.0. So it has reduced drastically. It has reduced 7.9, 22.0. The numbers has really reduced drastically. Okay, so we are expecting the pound to be very strong. So everything is going to, we are going to realize, or we are going to get to know after 7 o'clock. Okay, when it's 7 o'clock, you are going to get to know the time, how the pound is going to be doing. But when I did my analysis before coming, so price has really close around this side. Yeah, so at that, GBP USD has become like, now it has become very difficult for me to trade it. Okay, the market is not giving me the opportunity, but now the opportunity is now coming from the pound card rather. Yeah, so I was expecting this one, the break of this one. Okay, the break of the high, then you're going for, I'm expecting a buy on this one, and it's very strong because lesser people claim for unemployment related benefits. Okay, so when it happens like that, comparing it to the previous month, when it happens like that, we're expecting the pound, okay, to be very to appreciate in value, to be very strong at this point in the market. We're expecting the pound to be very strong at this point in the market. So let's check out the technical analysis and see what's going to be happening. So we're having like 11 minutes. We can use 11 minutes to analyze this market and see the effect. Okay, today we are going to be having a lot of news events. 7 o'clock, after 7 o'clock to 8:32, we are having interest rates on the Swiss francs. We are going to be having, so yesterday for instance, it's like the interest rate on the dollar, it's like they had a rate cut or so. I've not checked the news yet. Yeah, so let's check out the technical analysis. Let's check out whether technical aligns with the fundamentals. Let's check and see if technical analysis aligns with fundamentals. So looking at the pound dollar, we're having this rejectional level. So anytime price will get to this point, one thing you need to understand is some people call it what do you call it, psychological levels. Other people to call it support and resistance. Other people to call it other block. Okay, so they are all the same thing. They are all support and resistances. So you just have to be good at determining your accurate support and resistance. And you notice that no matter how you calculate the math that you do to determine your support and resistance, if you know how to determine your support and resistance accurately, you get to understand that psychological levels will align with those levels that you are going to be determining using market structure. That's the most important thing. That's the most important thing. You get to understand that it's going to align with it perfectly. Yeah, so these are the levels that I'm expecting price to get to. Looking at the weekly levels, so with the weekly levels, these are the various rejectional levels. So you see there was an error information of price around this side. Okay, there was an error in formation of price around this side. So since there was an error, it becomes very difficult for you to know the support and resistance. Also change it to a line chart. You change it to a line chart, you get the correct support and resistance level. Yeah, so this is weekly. Yeah, so this is a weekly rejectional level. Okay, So I've also termed it as rejectional levels. So there's a reason why I call it rejectional levels. So either price will break out or it will just reverse. So the daily time frame, these are the various rejectional levels. So the daily time frame, price, if price is approaching up, if price is moving up, we're expecting this level to price to what respect this level. Okay, so it can, anytime price will get to this point, price is going to stay here for some time before it will either break out or it will reverse over here and move down. So that's what I'm expecting it to happen. So we're having this rejectional level too as well at the daily time frame. So price is currently approaching or sitting on this level at the daily time frame. You get it. So when you move to the daily time frame, so let's, after you have identified the various rejectional levels, if you move to the H4 time frame, if you look left, this candle hasn't closed yet. This candle, as it was moving, it hasn't closed yet. So looking left, you need to look left before, because anytime price, if price starts moving up, it's going to look this side to see if there was any rejectional level. So looking left at this point, there was no rejectional level. The only rejectional levels at this point, the only rejectional level is at this point. There was a tip over here. There was a tip over here at this point. Yeah, so you see how price is making a deep pullback. Price is currently making a deep pullback. And if you look back to the fundamentals that we interpreted, you notice that we are expecting the unemployment related claims, you're expecting the unemployment related benefit to be very less when it comes to the pound. Okay, so when unemployment related benefit is very less, that means what? The economy is in good shape. The health of the economy is like what? It's positive. Okay, because if more people are not claiming for unemployment benefit, that means that people are really working. Okay, the people are working, the production is what? Improving. GDP of the country is moving up because more people are working. So what happened is what? We are expecting the pound to appreciate in value at this point. So you're having this rejectional level to over here as well. So if you look at the fundamental, if you look at the technical analysis, price is currently what? Price is currently moving up at this point. Price is currently moving at this point. So you notice that price consolidated, the market consolidated over here. It made higher high, higher low, equal highs and equal lows before it broke out from this consolidation zone. So as price broke out from this consolidation zone, price has been making those higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so if you see more of higher highs and higher lows, what it means is what? The market at this point is what? Is an uptrend. And if it is an uptrend, what it also means is what? It's in a bullish trend. Buyers are dominating this market. Okay, the condition of the market, buyers are dominating at this point in the market. So what we are expecting is what? The daily time frame is an uptrend. So mostly we focus on the daily and H4. But if weekly is aligned with what you are looking for, or if it's weekly is aligned with your bias, it's an additional bonus. So the weekly time frame, you get to understand that the weekly time frame is making more of higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. So the weekly trend is also what? An uptrend. So it's an additional bonus. It's giving us a high confluence. Daily is what? Weekly is an uptrend. Daily is an uptrend. H42 is what? An uptrend at this point. So let's look at the H4 time frame. What's the H4 trend at this point in the market? So we're having like 4 minutes for the news to be released. So what's the H4 time frame? What's the direction of the market? So price broke out from what? Price was making a downtrend. It broke out at this point to become what? An uptrend. We had what? Price pulled back. It made higher high, higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. So there was what? A consolidation at this point. Okay, price was consolidating at this point. Price was making equal highs and equal lows. So if price is making equal highs and equal lows, it means that what the market at this point is what ranging. Okay, would this new, please kindly take your time and write, would this news affect, not effect? Okay, you need to check your grammar. It affects, not effect. Yeah, it's going to so since you are in the learning session, based on my experience or from my experience, it's going to it will have some impact on gold too as well. So it's not going to be having like massive, it's not going to be having a big impact on gold, but we are still going to be seeing if some effect on it. Okay, it's going to affect some at certain points. Yeah, so price was ranging at this point. It was ranging before it broke out. So currently price is on this reactional level. So if you are in lending session and there was this news coming up, what you have to do is what, it's either any instrument or assets you are trading, you either break even. Okay, if you are in loss, then you just have to what, accept your loss. But if in case maybe you are in profit, what I will advise you to be doing is what, my admonishment is for you to what, just break even and allow the market to just do whatever it will do. Okay, so you're having like 1 minute 50. So we're having this rejectional level over here. You see daily and weekly is what's aligning on this point. So what I'm expecting it to happen is what, since all the time frames are moving up and looking at the fundamentals too, we're expecting the pound to appreciate in value at this point in the market. Okay, because as we interpreted the fundamentals, we noticed that what, claimants can't change. So we're having like, wow, Forex Factory they've improved, they've added an additional distance. So currently we're having like 1 minute 23 seconds for the news to be released. So they've added additional features into the website. So now you can see the time that the news is about to be released, the time left. So let's see how it's going to go. We are expecting that pound to appreciate in value, but we are not going to be trading it because news is kind of volatile. Anything can happen, and this is also a high impact news. This is also a high impact. So we're having like 47 seconds. So is this level going to hold price? Let's see what's going to happen. Is this level going to hold price? So I'm expecting the pound to appreciate in value. Let's see. Technical analysis is all the time frames are uptrend. When you look at the fundamentals too, you're expecting what? You are expecting lesser numbers. So let's see how the news is going to play out. Is pound going to appreciate in value as the technical analysis and fundamentals are all saying it? So 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. Let's go. Let's see the effect. Yeah. So the effect wasn't, it moved up. So let's see the numbers that was released. Wow, it happens to be the opposite. It happens to be the opposite. So the numbers that came out was 44.2. This is just a speculated numbers. Okay, these numbers that you see over here are just speculations. Okay, we realized that the forecasted number was what, 7.9, and the previous numbers was 22.0. That was what we were expecting the pound to appreciate in value. But you see, when the actual numbers came in, the When the actual numbers came in, it was 44.2k, which was way what unemployment claim was way higher. Okay, times two of what the previous one. So comparing the forecast to what the actual is, what way higher. So that's why the pound is what selling at this point, because unemployment claims was the forecasted numbers, as in the speculated numbers, were lesser as compared to the numbers that was released. So that's why the pound is kind of what is kind of weak at this point. Yeah, so let's look at the fundamental. Let's look at the technical analysis. So I was expecting these levels to hold initial when the previous H4 candle close. This level holds. So I was expecting price to just move up, and as I combine it with the fundamental analysis too, I noticed that what the pound is kind of going to be very strong, but it happens to be the opposite. Okay, it happens to be the opposite. So pound is kind of what it's kind of falling heavily. So yeah, still the uptrend is still holding. The uptrend is still holding because the weekly is uptrend, down daily time frame is an uptrend, H4 time frame is also an uptrend. So the downtrend is all going to be invalidated at this point. The downtrend is going to be invalidated at this point. Okay, if it comes down and break this one, that's when the uptrend is going to what. And at 12 this thing, we are going to be having interest rate on the pound as well. So this is the most interesting news event that I really love. Interest rate on the pound. It is easily to predict it. I will try it at this point. At this time, I will maybe try it. It's very and it really moves massively. If it happens, it moves in your favor. And one thing from experience, I've noticed that it's mostly don't do what the dollar news events usually does. The whipsaw. Okay, you see most of the dollar news, especially when it comes to the news events, especially when it comes to the high impact news on the CPI, the retail sales, and those news events on the dollar, you normally see whipsaw. Price will just move up and will later come down and what just stop you out. This is what we call whipsaw. Price will move and later come down. Okay, it will move small and it will later come down and it will just stop you out. When it comes to the pound news, it's interest rate on the pound. It's not like that. Most of the times it's not like that. It's kind of easy to predict it. So at this time, maybe I will try it and see how it's going to go. If I'm having the time to be around at 12 p.m, I will maybe try. If only when I'm available, I will try it and see how it's going to go. And at the same time, we are going to be having an upcoming news too again at 8:30. The Swiss interest rate. Okay, the Swiss bank interest rate release at 8:30. So today is packed with a lot of fundamentals. And 12 p.m. too, we are going to be having the pound interest rate. This is what I said I would try. Okay, and we're having unemployment claims too as well. So what's the difference between the unemployment claim? Okay, this one is claimant count change on what the pound, and we're going to be having unemployment claims too as well on the dollar. Yeah, so let's see how it's going to go. So today is packed with a lot of fundamentals, so you need to be very careful, as I said earlier. Yeah, so with the pound, when it comes to the pound, what I'm expecting the pound to be doing is what I'm expecting this level to hold, and price will just move up. That's what I'm expecting it to happen. So still, this level is still holding. Okay, this level is still holding as an uptrend, and my bias is what an uptrend when it comes to pound dollar. My bias is still an uptrend. So my bias is going to be invalidated only when this level has been broken. If the candle breaks and close below this level, that's when my bias is going to be invalidated. But at this point, my bias still holds. As what an uptrend. So this is going to be the last level price can retest on, and price will move up again. Okay, so it's either going to this level is going to hold, price will move up. But with this one, it's not going to happen. You are going to get a good trade on the pound dollar, or it's going to happen. You are going to get a good trade on the pound only because at this point it's going to range before the interest rate gets released. Price is going to really range, or it's going to move slowly before the interest rate gets released. So this is what is going to move price, and what it's going to create the zones, it's going to create the gaps that we want to see on the charts. But at this point in the market, price is going to really range before it's going to what move up. So at this point, based on my focus time frame, is at the H4 time frame. So since it's an uptrend, I'm not going to be taking a sell. Okay, I'm not going to be taking a sell at this point, unless maybe you are taking a counter trend trade. If you want to take a counter trend trade, one thing you need to understand is what, when it comes to counter, you're trading against the trend. Okay, trading against your focus time frame, it's kind of risky. Okay, it's kind of risky because price can reverse at any point, and what, at any point at this space, price can reverse anytime. Okay, so if you are trading against your focus time frame, that's fine. But if you look at the H4 time frame, you get to understand that the H1 time frame at this point is what, H1 time frame is what, a downtrend. At this point, price is making higher highs and higher lows. It broke out from this side, and currently price, the moment the candle broke above this one, because it has made higher high over here. This is the high of this swing. Price made high, and it has currently broken this level. So at this point, it is what, a downtrend. Okay, the H1 time frame, it's a downtrend. So that's why mostly I don't condemn people trading, like asking the analysis of some people, because based on your focus time frame might be different for someone's focus time frame. So if you see this person is trading against the trend, it is based on the time frame the person is relying on, or based on the time frame the person is focusing, the trader is focusing on. So if I'm saying this is a counter trend trade, it doesn't make sense, because if you come to the H1 time frame, you get to know that H1 time frame or M30 time frame, you get to know that this time frame is what, a downtrend. Okay, so someone can confidently say this is a downtrend, I'm trading with the trend, so I can confidently what, take a sell. Okay, so I can't say this is a counter trend trade. If you focus on the H1 time frame, you are trading with a trend. But since I mostly, based on what works for me, I mostly focus on the H4 time frame as what, my focus time frame when it comes to determining the trend. So this trend is what, a downtrend, an uptrend. So if I'm taking a sell, I'm taking a counter trend trade. Okay, I'm trading against the H4 time frame. So this is a counter trend trade, and I don't like taking a counter trend trade. But if you are taking a counter trend, if you are taking H1 time frame trend, that means what, price is going to come to this level. Okay, so you're having a room, price is having room at this point to fill like 18 pips before it will move up. Okay, before it will move up, before price will start moving up. So at this point, price can just reverse over here and move. But since I'm focusing on the H4 time frame, I see this one to be a counter trend trade, so I will not love taking a trade over here. So these are the areas I would love to take a buy. I would love price to come to this point, then look for what, a buy. Or if price happens to what, pull up, okay, at this point I would love to also what, look for what, a buy. Okay, but I have to be calm, because getting entries are very difficult. Predicting the market is kind of easy, but entries are kind of hard. Entries are kind of hard, it's hard to get. So I'm expecting price to come to these levels, then I'll look for entry confirmations, then I'll take what, a buy. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm not interested in this sell, because I mostly trade with a trend. I don't trade against, I trade with the trend on what, the H4 time frame. I don't trade against the H4 time frame trend. Okay, because H4 time frame, it's kind of a time frame that if you underrate or underestimate it, you are going to smell pepper. Yeah, so let's check out on gold and see what's going to happen. Gold is an instrument that it's kind of easy to predict. Gold has been buying. So if gold make a deep pullback, I'm just going to what, find some money, buy and hold it, because it's going to move up. Okay, it's going to move up one day. So let's analyze gold and see where we are going to be taking a buy. So yesterday, for instance, there was a nice play out on gold. Let me show you what happened, but it happens at the wrong time. Was it yesterday or so? it's happening at the wrong time. So if you look at the H4 time frame at this point, you get to understand that the H4 time frame was what, an uptrend over here. There was an uptrend at this point. So when the H4 time frame candle has broken out from this one, what you have to do is what, just look for what, just move to the lower time frames and look for what, a shifting trend. Okay, if you look at the H1 time frame, you get to understand that the H1 time frame was an uptrend. So where I found my entry was at this point. The moment the candle broke, there was a breakout from this side. The time was, it happened at the wrong time of the distance. So when price broke out from this side, this is where I found my entry, and it was kind of easy. The moment price break out, so this was where I found my entry. You get it? So just move up. You get it? It's kind of easy to and it's again gave another entry as price moved to this side. It's again gave another entry it gave another setup again at this point. But you see, it came to the level again. Price came to the level again. It's pulled back and came to the level. Yeah, oh sorry, price came to the level again. Price came to the level again, but I was searching for an entry. There was no entry. So if you look, I was expecting the H1 time, H15 minute time frame to give like a bullish candle. Okay, because one thing that you are going to do that is going to harm you when it comes to searching for an entry. One mistake most people do is what, when you want to take a buy, and if you look, let's say I want to take a buy and the candles are limit, it's kind of risky. Okay, it's kind of risky. You need to wait for candles to give you a confirmation. I want to take a buy, and now the candle is printing bearish candles. The candles are printing bearish candles. It is not safe to take a buy. Okay, you need to wait for. So if you will just observe this entry. I waited for price to print a bullish candle. Okay, I waited for price to print a bullish candle before going in for what, a buy. So if I want to take a buy over here, I don't have to what, you have to wait for price to show you some signal. Okay, price should give you a hand. Let's say you have to see a bullish candle. Price is bearish, the candles are bearish, and you said you want to take a buy. What shows price is going to move up? So it gave a setup. Price came to the area of interest at this point. It gave the setup, but there was no entry. Okay, I was looking for, because I mostly, when I'm trading gold, I don't go to the 5-minute time frame, because it's mostly fakes you out. So I was waiting for an entry, like maybe a bullish candle like this. I wanted to see a bullish candle like this. Then I'll go in for what? Then I'll go in for a buy. Okay, something like this. This is what you have to be doing. Okay, if you are looking for entry and candle is not giving you a confirmation, you are just going to be at the wrong side of the market. Okay, you want to take a buy and you are seeing red candles, you are just going to be at the wrong side of the market. So this is what I wanted to see. Okay, I wanted to see something like this. Price moved very fast, because this is the area of interest. Mostly when it comes to trading gold, really when it comes to the H4 time frame level, gold fear the H4 time frame like something. So I was expecting price to just give some bullish candle, but it moves very fast. So you see the entry, it didn't give the entry signal, entry confirmation candle. There was no entry confirmation candle. The price moved very fast. It tapped the level and just straight up. So the only way I could have caught this move was just to set a limit. Maybe if price tapped this level, then it will just trigger me, but that's risky. Okay, price can just make a deep pullback. That's risky. I don't enter like that way. So you see this one, I waited for price to give me some signal, a way of market structure before I entered. But this one, I was even waiting for candle confirmation, then I'll enter something of that sort. I didn't see something of that sort, so I just let it go. The first entry was this one, perfect one. Okay, so it's kind of very easy when it comes to gold. If you are very patient and you understand how to read price, you can predict gold. Okay, you can just make some money from gold. So at this point on gold, what I'm expecting on this market is what? Gold has been making all-time highs. Okay, gold has reached a level that since the gold was listed, or since gold was accepted as a medium of exchange, it hasn't gotten to this level before. Since it got listed over here, it hasn't gotten to this level. 3,057, 1 ounce of gold. So gold is in all-time high. So if you look left, you are not going to be seeing data for it to help you in your analysis. This is the level that gold started. It started over here. So imagine you bought over here, and now gold is over here. You held from this point. I'm sure you would have been you would have been dead by now, because those who experience the market at this point are all dead. They are all dead and gone. So you would have, maybe it would have been an inheritance for your generations, your descendants. So you would have made like generational what do you call it? You would have made a lot of money over here. Okay, you would have made a lot of money, generational wealth. So gold has gotten to a level that it hasn't gotten before. So at this point, there's no data. Even if you scroll to your left, there's no data to help you to make your analysis when it comes to gold. There's no data. So looking at the weekly time frame, does this rejectional level over here. Okay, there's no need for you to look left because there's no data to your left. Okay, there's no data to your left. There's no data to your left. So looking at the daily time frame, at this point, is what? An uptrend. The daily time frame is an uptrend at this point. So all the time frames. So what you have to do is what? Just look for a buy. Okay, because gold is buying, all the market is what? Buying. If you look the trend, you don't need any indicator to tell you gold is what? Currently an uptrend. So you see how the price has been respecting the trend line. It just moved, tap the trend line, move up, tap the trend line, move up, tap the trend line, move up, tap the trend line, move up. So it has just been making higher highs and higher lows, just tapping the trend lines. I didn't even check the trend line. I never knew it has been respecting it like that. So it has been respecting the trend line. It has been respecting this line, unless maybe you bring it over here. Yeah, so it has been respecting it and moving up. By yesterday there was a news, I think FOMC moved price to this side. This was an FOMC effect. So this one was around, it's happened around 5 o'clock. That was outside my trading session. Yeah, so currently what we are expecting, I'm expecting for it to happen on gold at this point is what? The H4 time frame, there was this rejectional level over here. So what I'm expecting gold to be doing is what? I'm still looking for a buy, not a sell at this point. Okay, I'm still looking, because I usually see the market at a bigger in the bigger picture. So usually the H4 time frame is what I focus on. H4 time frame is what? An uptrend. The H1 time frame is kind of what? Consolidating at this point. So I would love gold to what? Come to this, tap on this level, then I'll look for a buy. That's what. So I would love for the sellers, those who are going to sell, to push price to this level. Okay, I would love them to push price to this level. When price comes to this level, that's when I will be looking for what? A buy. Okay, that's when, because mostly I buy on those levels. I usually buy on those levels. So if you look at my past entries on gold, there was an entry over here. This was what? H4 level. There was an entry to over here. This was H4 level. There was an entry to over here. This was H4 level. So I usually look for my entries when it comes to gold on the H4 levels. Okay, there was an entry to I think, like if you see this one, gold has been giving nice opportunities in the past. Okay, so at this time, this is what I'm also going to be looking for. I'm going to be expecting price to come to this level. Okay, when price comes to this level, I'm not going to fight the trend at this point, the high time frame trend at this point. So these are the scenarios, or these are the case gold can be doing. It can either come to this level, give an opportunity, then we go in for a buy. Okay, then we go in for a buy, because if you look at this candle, for instance, if you read the candle critically, you get to understand that this candle even opened with no wick. Okay, and if a candle opens with no wick, the chances that this candle can just come, this price at this point can just pull back over here and give us the wick that we are expecting. Okay, price can just pull back and give us the wick that we are expecting. So at this point, what we are expecting price to do at this point is what I'm expecting. Either price can just break and close around this level. Either price can break and close around this level. This is what may be. These are the scenarios that I'm expecting it to happen on gold. Either price will break and close around this level, then I will look for a buy, the continuation of the trend, or price, this candle will break and come to this level. Okay, settle on this rejectional levels. If you look over here, you can see there was a rejectional level over here, there was a rejectional level over here, there was a rejectional level over here. So if price come to this level and close and sit on this level, it's going to be very hard for price to break out, but anything can happen. But this is going to give a high chances. Okay, it's going to give a high chances. If price come to this level, there's going to be a high chances of price bouncing back again and move up. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting it to happen. Either price will this candle just create a long wick and price bounce back and move up. Okay, price bounce back and move up, or price will come to this level, sit on this level, then it will just move up again. Yeah, so that's what I'm expecting. So I'm calmly waiting for price to do the thing. Okay, I'm very calm waiting for price to. So there are various rejectional levels to. Okay, so you see trend line is aligned with the horizontal line too as well. You get to know that trend line at this point is aligned with the trend this thing, the horizontal line. That's the support level. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting price to do. I'm expecting it to come to this level before I would pull the trigger. So it becomes very easy. So you need to having a trading plan is it makes trading very easy, and it's reduce or take away stress from you. Okay, it takes away stress from you. So that's what I'm expecting. I'm having my playbook. Okay, I'm having what I'm expecting it to see. Anytime that I come to the market, I'm having my playbook. So I just watch it and reflect it on the market. If I don't see my playbook, okay, we call it playbook. Every trader needs to have a playbook. If you don't have a playbook, you are gambling. So my playbook, I'm having my entry rules and I'm having my entry rules and my exit rules. I'm having my entry rules and what I look for before I will close a trade. So this is my playbook at this point. So if I don't see it, I don't execute. So the playbook is a reflection of my execution. Okay, the playbook is a reflection of my execution. So some people will sometimes execute. Okay, so don't get worried. So the playbook is a reflection of my execution. Okay, I don't know whether the spelling is correct. Execution. Anyways, yeah, so this is a reflection of how I execute trade. Okay, this is a reflection of how I execute trade. So if I'm executing a trade, you look back, everything is in my playbook. Okay, everything is in my playbook. So if I don't see those things, I don't execute. So I'm having a playbook. So if you're having a playbook, you are not going to be worried on what is going to what other people are doing, because you're having your game plan. So your game plan is going to tell you what to do and what not to do on the charts. Okay, so for me on gold, I'm waiting for price to come to this level before I will execute a buy, or price to pull back, break, come to this level. This, or if price is moving up to this level, I don't care. Okay, if price move to this, unless it's settle on this level before I'll look for a buy. So that's it for gold at this point. Okay, that's it for gold at this point. So let me look at Euro NZD. Yeah, Euro NZD. So you see, as I've pulled it up over here, these are the things that I'm considering. On Euro NZD, I was expecting price to, it was giving a nice signal for a sell. It was giving a nice signal for a sell, but I'm still not seeing something of that sort to happen. So the market has become very, very, very difficult this week for me. As I said, only one trade for this week, USD CHF. I took a sell on it. That's the only trade I've taken this week. Yeah. On Euro, so Euro USD was looking good. It was giving a nice ranges. Okay, it was giving a nice ranges on Euro USD. So there was a rejectional level at this point over here. There was a rejectional level at this point on gold. If you look left, there was also a rejectional level. There was a rejectional level. Looking at the weekly time frame, there was a rejectional level too at this point. There was a rejectional level over here on Euro NZD. So price created this resistance over here. So we're having this support and resistances levels that you're expecting price to respect them. So looking at the daily time frame, on the daily time frame is what? The daily time frame is a downtrend. The reason is what? At certain points in the market, price was making, there was higher highs and higher lows, higher highs. So this is just pulling back. So the time price invalidated, or the trend got invalidated at this point. The moment the red this candle broke below this one, the trend got invalidated. Okay, the trend got invalidated. Price pulled back. So I'm expecting the continuation for the whole of these zones to get filled. So you see, the daily time frame is given a wide range. Okay, there was this range over here. By looking at the current daily candle, it's kind of very tricky. We need to be very, very careful with getting a trade, because the highs, the lows has been broken. The previous lows and high has been broken. Okay, the previous lows and high has been broken. And if it happens like that, it's telling you that indecision. Okay, if you're having indecision in the market, anything can happen at this point in the market. Anything can happen at this point in the market. So what I'm expecting it to happen is what? If you move to the H4 time frame, so even though this candle, the price has made this lower low and it has broken the lower high, but it is still a downtrend, because the candle hasn't closed yet. So it's still a downtrend. If you move to the H4 time frame, H4 time frame trend is also H4 time frame trend is also a downtrend. Price made just a correction over here. This is a correction phase of the market. There was a correction over here. Price corrected this move. Okay, so this is like ascending triangle. Okay, ascending wedge or something. This is ascending wedge. It's not a triangle, it's a wedge. So the price just move straight down to this side. This is just a pullback. Okay, you can see that the lower lows wasn't broken. It was just making lower low. It's made lower high, low, lower high, low, lower high. Okay, the lower lows wasn't broken. So at this point, the trend is a downtrend at this point in the market. The trend is a downtrend at this point in the market. So this level is still getting maintained. Okay, this level is still being maintained. So as this level is still being maintained, I'm expecting that we need an entry confirmation. Okay, we need an entry confirmation. So either price will give us something like this. Either price will give us something like this. Okay, giving us price should create, what do you call it, price should create a resistance over here. Okay, so like what happened on USD yesterday, price should create this resistance over here, and what, the trend will continue. Like what happened yesterday, okay, what happened on yesterday USD what happened on USD last Tuesday trade, this one for instance, and the same thing happened to yesterday, but the range was kind of choked. Yesterday's range was choked. Last time trade was kind of choke range, but I think I took it because it broke this high, and as it came down, I noticed that maybe momentum, sellers are really dominating. Sellers are taking control of the market. So that's why I even took this trade, and it's really, so imagine if I held it long. I held it when price got to this side. When price got to this side, I broke even. So the moment it broke, gave me like 1 to 2. Then I took profit. Okay, so price really moved well before coming to. So imagine if I held it to this level, I would have gotten like 1 to 7 or something risk to reward. Let's check it out. I would have gotten like 1 to 7 or something risk to reward. Okay, so that would be like 1 to 6. Okay, yeah, so the same thing, this entry signal is the same thing that I'm expecting it to happen on Euro NZ. But as I'm saying, we're having a lot of news today, so I'm going to stay back. I'm going to be very careful when it comes to the news releases. Okay, when it comes to the news release, I'm going to be very careful not to mess up. So let's check out on the major. So that's it for Euro NZD for now. So GBP USD is kind of really it's really falling. So as I said, the correction is happening. Yeah, so it's kind of correcting. It's kind of dumping. So I move like 10 pips. Yeah, so let's see what's going to happen. Yeah, I'm not going to fight the trend at this point, so I'm just allowing it to get to my level that I'm comfortable executing. Then I would say one thing you need to understand too is the market is always moving. Okay, the market is always moving, so you just have to be comfortable. You just have to be comfortable to comfortable on what you have seen it happening before. That's all, because the market is always moving. So just be comfortable on just be comfortable on the trades that you've seen it happening before. That's all. So let's check out on the majors and see USD CHF currently. Yeah, it's kind of in a tight range. It's kind of in a tight range at this point. It's in a tight range. Yeah, so let's analyze the majors and see. Looking at USD CHF, what I'm expecting it to happen is when it comes to the daily time frame, I'm expecting this one price to price to come to this level. So we're having this rejectional levels. Looking at the monthly time frames, we don't have any rejectional level. Weekly time frame, on the weekly time frame, we're having this rejectional level over here at the weekly time frame. Looking at the daily time frame, yeah, so the daily time frame trend, see how the daily is really looking good. The daily time frame is really looking good. So a perfect break, price broke, pullback, retested. I've not even seen it, but you see, we are going to be having an upcoming news event. There's an upcoming interest rate, so we need to be very careful. There's no trade to be taken because of the interest rate. Because one thing you need to understand is this market price is going to be very slow on USD CHF before It's going to be very slow. So the news has been released, and it's going to, when the news hasn't been released, it's going to be giving you a fake signals. Okay, all the signals you get to what you'll be getting these times are all fake. They are all fake moves. Okay, because investors, those who move price, are waiting. They are all waiting for the news to be released before they will what they will enter. Okay, before they will make a decision. So at this point, I'm just going to be waiting for the news to be released. But this is looking perfect. Okay, this trade looks similar to the trade I took on NZDJPY some time ago. It looked the same. So let's check it out. It was also a sell. NZDJPY. It was also a sell on, but it happened on what? Yeah, it looks the same happening on what? USD CHF at the daily time frame. So I took a sell over here. Yeah, I took a sell over here. You get it? It's the same thing that is happening on what? You see, price broke out from the zone, pulled back on this rejectional level. There was a rejectional level over here. There was a rejectional level over here. Price, this candle broke below this one, gave us what? Pulled back, gave us a discounted price, and price just came down. It's the same thing that is happening on USD CHF2 as well. If you look at USD CHF, you get to know that it is the same pattern at the daily time frame. At the daily time frame. So you see, so this one too is also doing the same thing. Price, there was what? A rejectional level over here. There was a rejectional level over here. So this one too is also giving two rejectional levels. Price broke out, pulled back. Price, you're expecting price to dump. Okay, the same thing. So you see the reason why it is very important to be observant when it comes to what? Trading. If you are very observant, trading is going to be very, very simple. There's no emotions going to be on you, because you have been seeing these things happening over and over and again. You see, I've showed you the same setup that happened on USD, that happened on NZDJPY. You see, it is the same setup. It is the same setup. Let me open another tab. Trading is very simple. If you are going to be observant and observe the market very, very well, you will notice that it is like this thing. The patterns repeat itself. There's repetition in the patterns, so you just have to be very observant. You just need to be observant and study the pattern. That's all. If you study the pattern, you get to understand that some of your patterns repeat itself, and you just stick to that and execute the same thing. That's your job. So kindly give a like. If you have not given Charlie, you guys are not trying at all. You guys are not trying at all. We're having like 11. Only 2 people have given a like to the stream. You people are not trying. If you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe. Give a like to the stream. This thing I don't have to tell you this thing before you do it. You just have to click on the thumbs up button, give a like to the stream, share the stream too as well. Let's grow this channel. Okay, I'm giving you free money. I've been giving you information that is going to make you money. Your generations are going to benefit from this knowledge. Do you know the importance of Forex knowledge? And I'm sharing it for you for free. And you are not appreciating, just give a like to the stream too. Oh my people, why? My people, you see this, even this setup that I've given to you, you can chop from this setup the whole of your life. If you come to the market, just be waiting for this setup. I bet you within the month you are going to see it. So kindly give a like to the stream. Kindly give a like to the stream, guys. Let's try. Give a like to the stream. So let's get the like to 10. So as I'm saying, watching this one, I'm giving you what I'm seeing, what I've observed, and watching this one. This is a current market, okay? This is a current market. Let's remove this one. And let's see the difference. This is USD CHF chart. This is NZD JPY chart. The only difference is the time frame. One happened at the H4 time frame. One is happening at the daily time frame. So let's see. Let's start. There was a rejectional level over here. Let me direct the arrow. Let me make the arrow the same. There was a rejectional level 2 over here. There was a rejectional level over here. So let's label it. This is one rejectional level. One rejectional level. One rejectional level. There was one rejectional level. Look at this one too. I'm just trying to prove a point that the market repeats. The market repeat. There was one rejectional level. There was one rejectional level. There was one rejectional level over here. You just have to understand what you are doing in the market so that you don't lose money. I will just show you my distance. There was one rejectional level. There was another rejectional, two rejectional level over here. So I have to be smart. Just copy, just level. You have to be observant when it comes to trading. There was another rejectional level. This is what I do full time. Okay, so I'm always sitting on my desk watching. There was another rejectional level. You see different instruments or different assets. This is different asset. This is USD NZD JPY. The other one is what? USD CHF. And we are seeing this common things among them. Okay, this rejectional level, this rejectional level, this rejectional level, this rejectional level. Price has broken out. This is the breakout candle. Price broke out. Okay, pull back over here. This is the level. This is the level. So you see, this is what we are seeing over here. This is the pattern we are seeing over here. So let's bring this pattern. Okay, I can move it to the other side. And let's see this pattern too. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. This is the pattern. Okay, so the market is not a gambling. It is not something that you are going to say. You just have to be observant and study the moves. You get it? And this one played out. This one is just a history. This one has already happened, but the other one hasn't happened yet. So you're expecting price, and this one, what happened? Price just moved. You get it? Price just moved. So I'm expecting this one to do the same thing as it did. So trading is all about repetition. History is going to repeat itself. Okay, history is going to repeat itself. You guys have seen it ditto. The way the formation of the pattern on USD NZD JPY is the same pattern over here. Okay, it's the same pattern that's happened over here. It's the same thing that you are expecting it to happen over here again. Just have to be observant. Money shouldn't be your sole focus. Strive to be what? Getting the skill set. That's the most important thing. Getting the skill. Just study some patterns that mostly happens in the market more often. Just study that patterns. Okay, so this is one of my patterns I trade. I'm having two strong patterns. This one is part of my strong pattern that I trade. This is one of my strong patterns. But you know the reason why I'm not going to take this one is because of what? The interest rates. So if there was an upcoming interest rate, a high impact news, as I said, the market can just be giving you a fake movement. Okay, the market can just be giving you fake moves. So I'm not going to be taking this one. And this one even started doing what this one started. It has broken the high. So what you are expecting, let's see the interest rate, what they are expecting it to happen. Are they expecting a rate cut? Yeah, so they're expecting a rate cut. So if they're expecting a rate cut, then yeah, so technical analysis aligns with fundamentals. So you're expecting USD CHF to sell, and they're expecting a rate cut 0.25. Okay, 0.25, and the previous one was 0.5. So if they're expecting a rate cut, that means what? The Swiss franc is going to lose its value, it's going to depreciate in value if it happens to be true. Because this morning we were all here and we noticed that what there was this data happens to be wrong. Okay, it happens like it did the opposite of what they were expecting it to happen. The actual numbers came in and it happens to be wrong. So if it happens to be correct, and it happens that they are going to cut rates, if they cut rates, then the Swiss is going to be weak. Okay, so dollar is going to, okay, that means it's opposite. It is opposite. So if dollar is going to be strong, then this one is going to move up. If dollar happens to be strong, then it's going to move up. Yeah, Brenny, how are you? How is the week going? Is it slow? Yeah, the week has been slow because this week was a lot of news events. So if it happens to be they cut rates, then this setup might not play out because dollar is going to be strong and the Swiss franc is going to be weak. So we are going to expect what? Adikogi Martins. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so just follow me religiously and your trading is going to change. Okay, if you follow me religiously, your trading is going to change. That's it. Yeah, so I'm expecting this one to just move down. That's what I'm expecting. So let me show you consistent trading, how consistent trading looks like. Okay. My FX books. Let me show you my FX book. So for those some people think like I don't trade because I don't most often I don't take trades. Like I look for quality setup. So most people think this guy doesn't trade. He just teach. He just doesn't trade. Let me show you my equity curve. Very slow and work got me busy. Yeah, I can see you have been busy. You are making money from business. You are again making money too from trading. Wow. Future Dangote. You are really making money. Making money from business, making money from trading. Yeah, so let me show you my equity curve this time. Slow and steady. Okay. From January to February was the month. February, I think I didn't take trade on my funding account, but it has been slow and steady. It has been slow and steady. I'm having different accounts, but this is the accounts I'm tracking. So you see my name over here. This is my name, Pakwisi. Okay. So this is how it's going so far. February, I didn't take. January was a profitable month. I made some small amount, 1.36. February was break even. March so far, 1.91, close to 2%. You get it. You see the equity. January, this is my equity. This is the returns I made. February I made some small. It's like break even. March was what? 1.9. March hasn't ended yet. Yeah. So far, this is how it's going. But sometimes I take some of the trades on my personal accounts. I don't take them on this one. So it would have been more than that. So you see the equity curve. You don't see some deep drawdown. It is very steep. You don't see deep drawdown. So that's how it goes. Yeah, so USD CHF, is it going to, but we are not going to be taking it, and I don't think I can wait till 8:30 for the news to be released. I'm having some few hours and I'll just move. Yeah, so you need to make sure you understand what you are doing so that you can manage a big account, big capital. Strive for knowledge. If you strive for knowledge, I seen I've proven to you that trading is not a gambling. This is my returns. Okay, you see, even though it's some small returns, but it's not that massive, but slow and steady. Okay, January I didn't start trading early. February, I think like February was like break even month. March, so you become good at trading as you are progressing. Okay, you become good at trading as you are progressing. So before the year will end, you will get to some month that I'm going to make like 10%, 20%, because I've now gathered more momentum. I've gathered more what? I've become more confident in my trading setups. Okay, because I'm doing the same thing every day. So imagine next year how it's going to be. Okay, so don't give up on trading. Continue doing it, but take it slow. Some people want to take it like they want to just make rich today. Like the moment they heard of trading, now they want to be rich. That's not trading. Is a skill. Trading is a profession, and you need to treat it as a business. You can't just take your business and said, "Oh, I'm just going to make times two." Nah, you are just putting your business at risk, a high risk. It can happen. You will lose your business. So just take it slow. Study the patterns. The moment you study the patterns for a very long time, you become very confident in what the patterns. Okay, you become very confident in the pattern. So this is so far March 1.91% so far on March. Okay, I'm not in drawdown. I'm up for this month. So that's how you need to treat trading. Okay, that's how you need to treat. So let's wait for the H1 candle to close and see what's going to happen. So let's check out on USD card too as well. So let's see if this one is going to play out. Let's see USD card. So USD card has become one of my good pairs. I used to what hate this pair, but now I like this pair. Yeah, so with USD card, this is what I'm expecting it to happen on USD card. On USD card, there was this rejectional level over here. There was this rejectional level over here. At the weekly time frame, there was this rejectional level to over here. There was this rejectional level over here. At the daily time frame, there was this rejectional level over here at the daily time frame. So the daily time frame trend is what? The daily time frame trend is a downtrend. Is it an uptrend or a downtrend? Price broke out higher, low, high, low, high. Yeah, the daily time frame is what? A downtrend. It's kind of complex, but it's a downtrend. The H4 time frame is an uptrend. H4 time frame is an uptrend. Okay. So what I'm expecting it to happen. So if you don't know how to read structures well, you are going to be the wrong side. Sometimes I just observe some people's analysis and I just laugh. If you don't understand how to read structure well, you are going to smell pepper. Okay, so this one, what I'm going to be doing is what? I'm either going to wait for price to come to this side, shift trend, then I'll be looking for a sell. That's what I'm looking for, because at this point, daily is what? A downtrend. H4 is what? An uptrend. So it's kind of conflicting trend at this point. Okay, so I just want them to align. That's what I find my safest move. That's what I find my safest moves. So I'm just waiting for it to align. If it aligns, then what? I will look for what? A sell. I will look for a sell on USD CHF. I'm not interested in this buy. You see, because this is a counter trend, this is a correction. You see how it's moving. So I'm not interested in the buy. I'm just going to be taking trades that I've seen it happening before. I'm not going to feel FOMO. So you see the market just came to the zone, you just tap the zone, you get it. I'm going to be executing something I've seen it before. That's your job. That's what you have to do. Trade something you have seen it happening before, because the market is moving every second. It's moving every day. It is moving anytime, every time. Price is moving. You can't catch every single move. Just master some of the moves and what come to the market and observe them. Okay, not every day is a trading day. Just make sure you are waiting for your moves. That's the most important thing. That's what is going to make you profitable. Even within a month, if you get 5 of them, 4 of them, you are good to go to make good money. And it's definitely going to happen. It is definitely going to happen. Okay, so let me check GBP card. This is my favorite. It has become my favorite pair. GBP card. So it's a downtrend. Daily is a downtrend. I'm expecting the H42 is what? An uptrend. So at this point, I have to wait for a shift in trend. So there's no clear structure for me. Structures are not clear. Structure is not clear. So this morning I came to the market to what? I came to the market to be looking for. So Euro USD just gave a nice break and retest over here. Just give a nice break and retest. Euro USD, but the timing was it happened at the wrong time. Yeah, this move happened at the wrong time. But for the daily is an uptrend. That's how the daily is an uptrend. I don't like moves like that. I'm not comfortable taking moves like that. But this is one of my favorite trade setups that I would take it anytime if it happens. Euro USD Monday gave a nice opportunity over here. Today this is looking good, but it happened at the wrong time. Yeah, so I have to observe this move. So I have to bring it on top. So I'm expecting Euro NZD to do something like this. That's what I'm expecting. Yeah, so the pair that I wanted to trade was GBP USD. I was looking for a buy over here. And Euro NZD too, I was looking for a sell. Those are the pairs that I saw opportunity, but it happens it's doing different things. So at this point, I'm not sure. Even today, I intended not to trade because of the news. I intended not to trade today because of the high impact news today. So you need to be very careful. You need to be very careful. Yeah, so 12. I'm not going to be trading until this thing. Until the New York session. After the H4 candle has closed, 9 o'clock, 1 o'clock, the next 4-hour candle closing, that's when I'm going to be even watching. So after the stream, I'm just going to call it this thing. I'm not going to come to the market again because we're having a lot of news events over here. Having a lot of news. So I'm not going to be watching the chart. So the New York Stock Exchange session, that's when I'm going to be watching the chart, because this, if you see something of this is not safe to participate. Okay, it is not safe to participate in the market at this point in there. So I'm just going to yeah, so as I said, I'm expecting to this level. Okay, you need to buy on strong levels, don't buy on weak levels. Even gold is an uptrend. It is not time for you to buy on levels. Don't buy on strong weaker time frame levels like the M15 levels, the M30. You are going to be stopped out more often. So these are the levels I'm always looking for. If I've not considered H1 for now, levels, those are the levels that I usually look for trades on gold. So if you see price has gotten to the H4 level, you see me over there, I'm looking for an entry. Okay, you see this one, there was an entry over here. This one, I'm looking for an entry over here. When price gets to those strong levels, Those are the times that I participate. I don't look for entries on weaker levels. That is kind of, you are going to be stopped out tomorrow, Finn. Price is going to chop your ass. Yeah, so that's it. So there was an upcoming news. Please kindly advise on the best prop account to get. So that's a nice question. You don't have anything like best prop. It's all about your skill set. Are you good at what you are doing? Yeah. So the best prop firm, if you have the funds, I'm currently on Funding Pips. Okay, but you need to know what you are doing. That's the most important thing. You need to know what you are doing. I'm currently on Funding Pips. I've heard Funded Next 2 is also good, but the OGs, if you want the best, then buy FTMO. Okay. If you want the best prop firm, then those are the OGs. They came into the market, I think 2020 or 2018 there. They've been in the system. They came like they are the first prop, as in the retail levels. Those are the best prop, the first prop firms. So if you want the best, then go for the OGs. Okay, go for the old G's. FTMO, go for FTMO. If you want the best, go for FTMO. Hello, brother. Hello, Khan. Yamat. Are you from Kenya? If you want the best, so you go for this one. Okay. But Funding Pips too is also good. I'm currently on Funding Pips, and they've rewarded me with an additional 5k account. I'm just going to pass it. They've awarded me additional 5k accounts. Let me show it to you people. They've awarded additional account, so I'm just do justice to that and pass it safely for them. So I'm going to pass it. If you want, I will dash it to someone. Yeah, so you go for FTMO. If you want the best, you go for FTMO. Afghanistan, wow. You are welcome. Yeah, so there was no trade opportunity. As I'm saying, with gold, wait for price to come to these strong levels, then you go for a buy. That's what I'm looking for. Don't usually use a trend line. I'm waiting for price to come to those levels, then I'll look for a buy. Okay, so the reason why I've been getting these complaints from people, yesterday let me read the message out to you people. Someone was saying I usually get stopped out. Let me read the message to you guys. The person was saying a long message. Hello, they say, I have a big challenge. So help me by starting teaching me that key structure liquidity, because markets always go against me and my stop loss is not working. Yeah, so this is the reason. Markets go against me. Even when I put my stop loss, markets still go against me and defeat me by blocked my accounts remain. My account remained $4 and broker told me, say I cannot take trade with that small amount, $4. Master, today I take trade with $12. Sadly, just for a minute, market finished all the money that was in my broker's market. Finish the $12. Master, before I took the trade, I put better stop loss, but at the end of the stop loss failed me. Master, I need your knowledge. I need your knowledge that you used to trade your own, and at the end of the week, you withdraw and pay that on Sunday. I need that knowledge. Master, I need your knowledge that you make me trade and also withdraw weekend. Markets always go against me. Either I put stop loss or not. Master, that key structure. Yeah. So this was, I wish I could have shared it with you people. So this was what the person was saying. Yeah, so the thing is, when it comes to the market stopping you out most often, it's because the levels that you guys are trading on. Okay, before you take a trade, make sure you are trading on levels. I've given this example several times. If you are taking a trade, it's like being in the military, being a soldier man. And if you are a soldier man, as I gave this example comparing sniper to those machine guns. Snipers don't stand in the middle of the ground, the playing grounds, and what just be shooting back. You see, machine guns always just waste bullets. Snipers what look for better entries, so they just hide safer place and they will just shoot. It's the same thing in trading. If you are going to use these lower levels, like the 15-minute time frame levels, the 30-minute time frame, price is going to come against you. So if you look at the 15-minute time frame structures, you will notice that price mostly gets invalidate. Price invalidate those levels most often. So you see this one, price just invalidates those levels, structure levels, but it's not going to happen at the higher time frame. So that's why I stick to the higher time frame. The guy is funny. I don't know. How can you be a profitable trader with this? Okay. The way he speaks even funny. So you need to trade on strong levels. So the 30-minute levels, those levels are weaker. You see the way price is consolidating on those levels. You see how price is consolidating on those levels. You need to understand that it takes price mostly respects those levels. You see, the moment price touch the H4 level, it just bouncing back. The moment price touch on those levels, it is just bouncing back. Okay, so know the level you are trading on. I don't trade on H1 levels, so that's why sometimes it takes me time for me to get an entry. I'm kind of swing day trader. Okay, I'm kind of swing day trader. I look for a high probability, and when it comes to identifying my trend, to have to make sure two higher time frames are aligned before I would say buy, sell. You have to understand that it is a strong confirmation. So that's why you don't see me giving signals every single day, giving signals every single minute. I'm not a scalper. Okay, I look for strong confirmation trades before I will execute. You get it? So most of the times my win rate is very high. My win rate is very, very high. Okay, so that's what you need to be looking for. Don't look for trades on weaker time frames if you are putting your stop loss. And as the person was saying, you need to make withdrawal trading. The outcome is not guaranteed that every week you need to make withdrawal. The market doesn't owe you anything. Okay, so if you want to be withdrawing every week, then you need to look for a job. It's very simple. With the job, it is guaranteed. Trading is not guaranteed. So if you think you are broke, you funded like $20, so you want the market to reward you every week, then you are getting it wrong, because the market doesn't owe you anything. Okay, it doesn't owe you anything. Mostly trading, those who become profitable in trading are those who are working, those who are having something going on in their life. If you are totally broke, trading is not going to work for you, because you are going to force things to happen, and the moment you force the market will beat you. Do you know about set and forget strategy? What is set and forget strategy? Is it what is set FX Alex? Are you talking of Alex? Are you talking of FX Alex? Set and forget strategy. We don't have anything like set and forget strategy. So the person has just named it. So I was even planning of naming my strategy PS Pakwesi strategy. Yeah, I know that guy. Yeah, Alex is good. I learned from him. I took one or two things from him. But one thing I've studied about that guy too is sometimes when you check his trades that he takes, it doesn't follow his plan. Sometimes I don't know whether because he shares his trades out, so he becomes emotional and do. Oh yeah, but when it comes to reading the structure, everyone read it differently. Even though we are all focusing on market structure, sometimes someone will see a structure to be an uptrend, the person too will be seeing the opposite. Okay, even though I'm seeing this one as what a downtrend, someone too might see it to be an uptrend. Even though we all know we have this focus as an market structure. So the way you read the market, comes with experience. I know that guy. I learned from my legs. I took one or two things from him and I added it to my system. When it comes to, I learned this thing, time frame confluence. Okay, I learned from him, and it's really worked for me. As in joining the daily and H4 together, I took that concept from him. Yeah, so I learned from him. You need to appreciate those who have helped you. Don't hide anything, like you be saying, oh, I learned everything by myself. Nah, you need to appreciate those who help you in your journey. I learned from Alex. Okay, he really helped me. I was having this. I know those times. I already know how to read the market when it comes to the structure. I learned structure too. Those times I learned structure from structure. It was when I was learning Elliott Wave. That's when I mastered structure. I've learned from a lot of people, taking piece from people. Okay, from a lot of traders. I've learned a lot from a lot of people. Okay, and I've finally landed on what works for me. Yeah, so you need to learn from people, and you develop your own system based on your past trades. All right, guys. The markets, we are waiting for the Swiss francs. We are waiting for the news to be released on the interest rates. So let's see if this USD CHF trade is going to play. Yeah, let's see if it's going to play out. If it happens, it plays out, then the market has repeated itself again. Yeah, so trading is a journey. That's what some people can't withstand. Trading is a journey. Okay, I've learned from a lot of people. I learned from 20. So I started 2018. I became serious on 2020. 2018, I was in school by then. So 2020 is when I completed. So I started by learning Elliott Wave. From Elliott Wave, the first person I started learning from was QBanks. I learned from QBanks. I learned structure and the levels and those stuffs. From QBanks, I learned from Uncle Ted. Now he's not on social media again. I learned from Raja Bank. I really learned a lot from Raja Banks. And I again learned from FX Alex. I took some of the things from. So up to now, the system that I'm trading, if you look deep into these things, you will get to understand that some of their concepts are in what I'm doing now. Okay, so when it comes to structure, I was already having the idea about structure when I learned Elliott Wave. Elliott Wave was my first technical thing to learn. Okay, how to read the market structure. I learned from Elliott Wave. That was 2019. That was when I started learning from Elliott Wave. So after Elliott Wave, getting the entry was very difficult. Okay, because that buy, stop, and those things that I taught you this morning about when price touch a level, then you just set your limits, either sell limit or buy limit, then you take it from there. That thing was something that Elliott Wave was not given an entry. Okay, so it moves like this with Elliott Wave. Let's say maybe if this wave one, we mostly trade wave 3 and 5. So this is wave 1, wave 2. So this is the entry. You are waiting for an entry at this point, but getting entry was very difficult. So I learned entry from QBanks. Okay, that's when I learned the microstructure from QBanks. I learned the microstructure from QBanks. On if you are waiting for an entry, look for a structure at a level. Okay, but he didn't give that level. I learned Fibonacci from him. Okay, I learned Fibonacci level from QBanks too as well. So after that, it was still not working, and I just came across Raja Banks. He was then doing live streaming. So I learned zones, how to identify zones from Raja Banks, So I took that concept too from him. I added it to my structure. Okay, because Elliott Wave, you were not getting the take profit was very hard. We used Fibonacci to identify this thing, take profit. So maybe if price, this is how you were doing it. If price has gotten this wave 1, wave 2, so if you want to take wave 3, we measure the Fibonacci. So we are expecting either Fibonacci level to be maybe 1.67 Fibonacci level, or maybe 1.27 Fibonacci. So this is how you do it. You measure it from here to here. So this will be my take profit. Okay, this will be my take profit 1. If I enter it over here, this will be my take profit 1. If price decides to break, this will be my take profit 2. This was Fibonacci, or either price will extend. So this is Fibonacci extension. Okay, so or either price will retrace 100%. This would be my another entry level. So these are Fibonacci extension. Fibonacci extension start from 1.0, 1.27. So this is how we used to take profits, but it wasn't working. So I came across Raja Banks. But Raja concentrates on the what do you call it, the smaller time frame zones. Okay, the 30 minutes. He mostly trade on 30 minutes. For me, I trade on the high time frame. So I learned the zones and I implement it on my system. Okay, and I noticed that it's working. As in, if you are using the zones, it's working. And the way he was identifying, you see, some of the things, it was based on my own experience too as well. When it comes to identifying the zones, and the zones, for instance, it was based on my own experience and my own research and my own exploring it myself. And I came to understand how to identify the zones too as well. So I learned the zones too from him. And entry too, I learned 1 or 2 things too from Raja. Okay, I learned 1 or 2 things from 2020, 2021. I learned 1 or 2. And when it comes to market sections, I learned from Anchor Ted. Market sections, focusing on when to come to the market and those things, I learned it from him. Those people were trading, they were scalpers. Okay, they were scalpers. So I was also once a scalper, but it wasn't working for me. I was losing. Okay, Raja doesn't focus on structures I've been doing. He just focus on zones. Maybe if price break out from zones, he focus on zones. He doesn't consider the higher time frame structure and those things. His sole focus was on zones. So I learned this thing, timing to how to time the market, when to come to the market, and those things too from Uncle Ted. And I came across this guy to FX Alex. That's when I learned the time frame confluences from him. Yeah, the journey was really so. All those times I was learning from people, I was what I was doing is it was taking me time. Sometimes you can stick to someone and it will take you like 2 years. Okay, I started following this guy Alex around 2022, before he even blowed, before he even became popular, before he even turned the $100 to $1 million and those things. I was following him when he was having like 2002. He was around having like 100. It wasn't up to 100,000. So I was following him before he now became popular on the Forex space. So I learned the time frame, the structure. I was already having the idea on how to read the market, the structure and everything, and I learned from him. I was having the idea from Elliott Wave. So what I learned from him was the time frame confluence. As in, you need to make sure 2 time frames are in sync with each other, because those times that was last year, I used to focus solely on the daily. But H4, as I brought the daily as a confluent, I think things started working well for me. So I learned from him too, and from there things have started working out, and we are still learning. You get it? We are still learning. So now I'm not going to be learning anything new. What I'm going to be doing is just focus on what is working now. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to be learning anything new again. I'm tired. And the more you learn more things, the more you become distracted in this journey too as well. But I'm really, really tired. I'm not going to be learning anything new. So this thing might play out, but we are going to be having, let's wait. We are having like 10 minutes for the news to be released. So let's wait, let's vibe, okay? Let's wait and see how the news is going to play out, because we are expecting, if not the news, you would have taken this sell. Yeah, Brainy, I've really, really explored. So I'm even surprised some people start like 3 months and they are kind of giving up. I've done it 6 years, was not seeing anything. I started seeing results last year. I started seeing results last year. I did it 2018, 2019. I started seeing results last year. So it should tell you, some people have even done. I started with some people 2018, 2019, and up to now they are not seeing results. So trading is not for the weak. If you know you are a baby, you are going to cry, you better give up. And I learned one thing too that helped me a lot was listening to podcasts from especially the funding companies podcast, FTMO. I've listened to every single interview over there. I've listened to every single interview over that thing. So I was learning from people's strategy. FTMO, they usually tell people to explain how they read the market. So I learned from FTMO those interviews that they used to have with traders. That also helped me a lot. I've listened to every single interview over there. So it's not for the weak. If you started out like 1 month and you just want to see results, you are funny. Trading is very difficult. The things you see on the internet it is people's highlights. Okay, it is people's highlights. Trading is very difficult. If you are finding what works for you, it's very, very difficult. And I'm having students. Brenny just started last year and is making money. So someone has done the work for him. So these interviews, I've listened to every single interview over here. This really also helped me a lot. I became confident in my system, because sometimes you listen to these people, they are making money, and you get to understand that some of them are even using what you are doing, structures. Single interview that I've not listened to all interviews also helped me. It's really helped me. So if you need to listen to interviews, listen to them. FTMO, this is a good interviews. Okay, so you get to understand that they will ask them to just analyze their strategy, what they usually see. I've listened to every single interview over here, and I still do it. Trading comes with a lot of work. Okay, so if you are ready to take it as a full-time work, then you need to be willing to put in the work. If you can't put in the work, then trading is not going to work for you. I've listened to every single interview over here. I've listened to every single interview. You need to know their thinking. He made it from prop. So you see the analysis. So you just watch, and you get to understand how some people's analysis are going to be outside, like it's going to be something you don't relate. So you just forward it. Some of them too. So this is Lambo Raul. This guy, okay, 3 years ago, this guy made the biggest payout, 100,000. Okay, you get to understand it's only structures that he is using. You get it. I've listened to every single interview over here. So trading comes with a lot of work. It's not easy. Okay, you need to listen to get to know the experienced traders, what they see, what they think, their thought process. Okay, you need to know their thought process, what they see before they will analyze the market. It's going to help you a lot. So trading is not for the weak. Listening to these interviews is going to help you. Okay, and what this thing too again, which channel also helped me. So there was this West of Wisdom. There was this guy that I noticed. He's an experienced trader. This interview, I was listening to this interview. He's an experienced trader for like 30 years. I even screenshot the side he talked about his strategy. He said he just wait for price to trend. When price is trending, price pull back, he just enter. Simple. That's how I trade. If price break out from a zone, pull back, I just enter. Very simple trading system. Okay, very simple trading system. So you just have to listen. And this guy's channel too really helped me. I learned Abdullah. This guy's channel, that's where I learned this thing. My playbook. I learned it from this guy. This is an informative channel. This guy is really good in trading. I even started trading before him, but he really dived deep into trading, and he shared. I learned playbook from this channel. He talked about playbook, Abdallah, and his interviews are great. He asks reasonable questions. This guy really asks reasonable questions. Especially, I learned playbook from this guy, and I decided so that these interviews really helped me. He interviewed some traders over here, and it's really helped me. Listening from them, you get to understand that you need to have a playbook. Just make sure you are taking your winning trades over and over again. These interviews, this interview, so far I've not listened to this one. This guy, this man, and this one, the Euro trader, they shared this guy has traded for a decade. The Euro trader, he traded for a decade and he wasn't seeing results, and now he's cashing out big from finding companies. And this man too is also an experienced Mark Zuckerberg. He's also, so I listened from this guy too. So he talked about playbook. He did a video on playbook, and that video really elevates. So I've read 50 trading books. Okay, the playbook video really helped me. So I decided to track my winning trade, focus on only my winning trades. Yeah, so the news will be released. We have like 1 minute 56 seconds. So let's make sure you will be coming back to that. Yeah, so he did a video. You can just check it out. He did a video in playbook, and it was really informative. I learned a lot from this channel. Okay, I learned a lot. So I learned playbook from this guy. That as a trader, you need to have a playbook. You need to know. You need to go back to your archives, the trades that you've taken in the past, and make sure you are seeing the trades that work for you and the ones that are not working for you. Yeah, so we're having like some few seconds for the news to be released, but they are expecting a rate cut. So let's see if they cut rates, then USD will be going up. But if it happens, they hike rate, then the setup will play out. But according to the prediction, they are expecting a rate cut. So if they are expecting a rate cut, then the Swiss franc is going to be very weak. So dollar is going to appreciate in value. According to technical analysis, we are expecting this one to move down. So we're having like few this thing for the news to be released. So let's see how it's going to play out. 42 seconds more. Let's see how it's going to go. Let's see how it's going to go. Mostly when it comes to interest rate, the pound interest rates are the ones that I love trading. Let's see, 18 seconds more, 16 seconds more, 13 seconds more. They are expecting so 2 seconds. Bam, let's go. Yeah. Yeah, so let's see the news. Let's see what happened. So they cut the rate or they kept the rate the same? Yeah, so okay. So they kept the rate the same. So actual was equal to the forecast. So they kept the rate the same. So kind of indecision. So no cuts, no hike. So they kept the rate the same. Yeah, so as we said, it's just moving. Okay, guys, I don't trade news, so I'm not bothered. I don't trade the news. I don't have to fight the market, so I'm not bothered about the news release. So these times like this, you just need to stay back and observe. But majority of my learning is coming from my own experience, my commitment. Okay, you can learn from these things that I'm talking about, but if you don't have enough time that you're going to practice, it's going to be very difficult for you to what, to understand. So most of them too is coming from my commitment, showing up every day. That is the best teacher is to show up every day. And you have to have the mindset of learning. If you have the mindset of learning, okay, you come to the market not with the purpose of to make money to pay your bills. You come to the market with the purpose of what, the market teaching you something today. Money will be secondary. That is the mindset you need to have. If you wake up early morning, or if you wake up, just tell yourself, I'm come to the market to give me a lesson. If you come to the market to give you a lesson, come to the market to give you a lesson, money will be secondary. Okay. As I'm telling you people, it's going to be very, very difficult to fail a profit. For me, it's going to be very, very difficult for me to fail a profit. And I've not failed a profit before. It's going to be very difficult for me because of what? My skill. Okay, so the best teacher, no mentor, the best teacher is going to your commitment, showing up every day. That is going to be your best teacher. To show up every day, doing it, whether you see results or no results, you show up. Whether you see results or no results, you show up. Results or no results, give yourself time. Don't give any time limit on when to succeed. Just find something doing that is going to give you constant income every day. Okay, consistent income every day, and do trading. Come as a result of the markets giving you this thing, showing you a lesson. With time, you learn from those lessons, and make sure you are reviewing your winning trades. You are reviewing your losses. Review why you lost a trade. Review why you won the trade. Repeat your winning trades again. Repeat them again. Repeat them again. Trading will become secondary. All right, guys. I think I've shared enough lessons that you should have paid like thousands of dollars. So if you really enjoyed today's stream, kindly show a like. If you have not subscribed to, kindly subscribe. Share the link to your friends and family so that they will get this information that you are sharing over here. Okay. All right. So guys, see you all same time Monday. We will meet again. All right. Trade safe because you're having a lot of you're having a lot of high impact news. So trade safe. Don't rush the market. Make sure the market is giving you a setup that aligns with your trading system or your playbook before you execute. See you all same time Monday. Bye.